Good day, this is Beau Brians and I am going to make my first video vlog about Autism and Me is the title of my video blog series as a self-advocate for autism. Of course, my first topic would be Autism and Christianity. So in my country, a vast majority of autistic people in my country are into Catholic Christian denomination. Since not all autistic people are not into sharing some religious experiences, since there are autistic people who are nonverbal, but however, as a person with autism, they considered God as the center of their lives. In spite of themselves having autism, they still believe in God and they keep praying, asking blessings to the Lord, and they intercede prayers for themselves to keep on going in spite of such discrimination going and lack of support and lack of understanding and acceptance. Of course, not just people with autism in my country, but also autistic people in the world are religious, and we have different religious affiliations, so religious beliefs. So we respect that. That's it. So in my experience as a person with autism living in Christianity, it's very essential to me because my family is religious oriented family. They're into praying, especially my mom, who's into devotion every Wednesday. She sends flowers to religious icons like Mama Mary, Blessed Virgin Mary in Baclaran Church after work from 9 to 5 with my dad. Probably it is very essential to my family. We inherit that. I inherit that from my family because we exposed to that as a kid. Like myself, my mom is never exposed to what I've been exposed right now into English hymns, since it is essential to my second church in the Union Church of Manila when I was where I was part of the choir itself. And of course, I also exposed myself to Seventh-day Adventist Church, since one time when I was about 5 to 6 years old, I wasn't talkative at all, and I experienced visiting a born-again contemporary church where they sang a lot of contemporary Christian music. Comparing to the two churches I've mentioned before, they're into traditional hymns. No comparisons at all, but they have a different method, different music styles of worshiptainment I called. Of course, for me, I'm very open to other religions because religion is for people, but we only believe in one God, and that is Jesus Christ. But we have different religious affiliations in a different approach of worship. So of course I respect that, and of course I was raised Catholic, and before for becoming choir member in UCM choir. I used to be a choir member for Apostleship of Prayer Youth Choir, where it is a youth-oriented choir, and we attend and serve at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And my experience there is very enjoyable yet challenging, because it reminds me of my younger sisters who are into my choir mates' age bracket in APY, and they're not bullying me because of autism, because of I'm autistic. And during my first year in APY, when I was 17 years old in 2012, I was very happy that I'm being welcomed, I'm being accepted quickly, and we shared a lot of happy times in spite of, time. And I got that's my only church choir I've been attending before I attended for UCM choir, in which last year I started to have a lot of absence and leave of absence for APY. But if they need of performers for, let's say, for catechism conference and seminar, I'm always there if I'm being asked to sing, and I'm fine with that, because it's a special event for APY, since I represented also APY, and I used to be a catechism representative for APY with my 3 choir mates. It was a lot of fun, and I performed for the 3rd day for the laity, if I'm not mistaken, for the teachers of catechism. And I'm not just only an attendee, but I'm also a performer for the other group, and I'm proud of it. This is, as a Catholic person, what I've learned as a person with autism, after I attended my last year school retreat as a music student at Saints Co. I speculated the miracle that was happening for me, and after retreat facilitator, which is a Catholic nun in Saints Co, giving a sermon about what's happening, about me being the last one to consume a lot of food. One line that gave me a lot of heads up is this child that Pope Francis was holding reminds her the sister of me, because she told me that I have a heart of a child, in which I admitted that I have a heart of a child. Of course, I'm proud of it, because I have still have a lot of things to learn. And that time that my blockmates and my other course and the other retreat partner from the IB, which is also from my batch, got aha moment that even if I don't feel, even if I don't look at them, even if I don't look at them, I can feel in their minds, in their hearts that, oh dear, they realize it already. Because I never saw an autistic student like that. I never saw an autistic who achieved this way. I never saw this person with autism ever in school, because we all, in a normal school, but not being rude, but I feel and sense their feelings with my way of thinking deeply in what is happening. And after that, they became aware of my condition, that I am autistic, even if I'm not gonna say it. They're so proud of me. They gave me a lot of comfort. And when I got into into our retreat house that time, I was about to cry, when I lay down, and one of my blockmates approached me to sleep beside her and listening to cello music all night and all morning. So that experience as a person with autism, being with my normal blockmates became a memorable for me, a very good memory for me with my music blockmates and with my newly friendly IBID friends who are very open already after the kind of sermon that this Catholic nun shared. It's like, okay, let's meet this person right now, talk to this person. Probably it is already my feeling that they're already aware of me, that I have autism, and they treated me like I'm their friend, even if I'm not in their course, in their block. And of course, as a choir member in the UCM choir, which is my regular choir until now, is such joy because I have choir members who are older than me and who are into different walks of life. It is a very essential for me because my dad also told me that being in that choir who are older than you will give you a lot of awareness rather than in your own age bracket, because they're into lack of abstinence in their inhibitions rather than the choir who are older than you, because they are not into technology world before, they are into old fashioned. And I respect them because they are like my mom and dad in their age bracket, and sometimes like my grandma and my grandpa. And when I'm feeling sad, when I cry, they comfort me, they talked about it, and they prayed about it, and they gave me a lot of advice in the biblical matter, in which I slowly developed already, and I got used to it until now. So, another experience that I have is experiencing the love in prayovers. When I feel that they prayed for me, of course I feel emotional, especially the strong sense by a prayer minister who is praying for me. He or she would like to mention that particular thing that I'm thinking of, to pray for it. Like fighting with my father, fighting with my mother, fighting with my family, and of course adjustment period. So I feel the love for it. I feel the change, and there I feel the love for that kind of the kind of love that God gave me as a person with autism. And I would like to pray about that feeling of being not only a performer to perform for concerts, but also to become a community mentor for persons with or without autism, promoting autism awareness and acceptance, since I'm also a proudly self-advocate for autism awareness. And I would love to speak my experience in dealing with autism in different experiences, different feelings, different exposures, different walks of life, and autism Autism and Christianity is one. So what I've learned as a person with autism in Christianity is keep praying to the Lord, and if you feel that you want to listen to a Christian song, then do so. If you are in love with posting your favorite Bible verse, especially in relation to your disability, then do so. And that's the things that I would like to learn and to share as a person with autism living in a Christianity, in the world of Christianity. Or in other words, the Autism and Christianity. And this has been Beau Brians now signing off. Bye.